Welcome to episode 6 of Shut Up and Ride. The boys are laughing, and you can probably hear that in the background because I've just tried to start this intro a couple of times and I've got the number wrong a lot. So they're now thinking it's very funny that I'm terrible at my job. It's been a long week. Hi boys. I got the boys back.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back to the pod.
How's Jenny?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I have just uploaded the last episode we did where we shunned Ben. We threw him to the wind, and we had the lovely Tom Rowland. That was fun. It was fun to have a guest. It threw me off a little bit, I have to say, not having Ben around. But Tom was great, wasn't he, Simon?
Yeah, he was very good. He was a very interesting guy, very successful guy, and it was really good to get a bit of an insight into him and what he does.
Also, a bit of a truth teller. He didn't hold back. He kept saying things like, Ben, have you listened back to it? Kept saying things like, I love this podcast and I know this is a safe space so I can say this. I'm like, yes.
Hey, good man, get in there.
I loved the fact that because this is like a podcast that I'm part of, but because I'm not in every episode, like with the episode with Tom and about the one about Mont Blanc, I get to enjoy it from the outside. I'm just like, oh, this is great. It's a lovely podcast. But he was, I really, really enjoyed it, but I love the fact that he did come on with that attitude of just like, oh, brilliant. Somewhere where we don't have to edit what we're saying, like we're in an interview after a competition. And so, yeah, it was blooming brilliant.
But I didn't like Ben not being there.
I didn't like you not being there.
I think the three of us are cool, man. But we need, can we get 4 people? We can't really, can we? Or can we?
I think we can. We just need to make sure we plan so we don't talk over each other the whole time because we both all have chat vomit and just want to talk all the time. That's not even a phrase, is it? Chat vomit.
Word vomit.
Well, one of us is thinking, "Oh my god, I've got something great to say," and then we're talking over somebody else, and so we're all talking over each other. Have we done that yet? Have we all three of us talked at the same time?
Yes, lots. I'm the one editing it. You're a pain in the ass. What I do want to say though, just before we move on to this episode about Tom's episode, is I very much enjoyed when Tom said, I asked him about has he come down from cloud 9 and does he still reeling after 7th place at badminton? Because for me, I think that's just amazing. And him being the true competitor said, yes, just like you, Simon, I think that your next day you're riding horses at Aston Le Walls or something like this. No one remembers 7th place. So you're just a competitor and you want to do better and reflect and make sure you're doing better next time. I was like, in my head, I was thinking, Simon would be out. Simon would be celebrating 7th place. We'd be having a party.
Yeah, Jenny was funny how she was saying, Simon just went really quiet when he said that. And I was like, yeah, because I would totally be doing cartwheels everywhere the whole time for months afterwards. And I'd have a massive party. 7th? I mean, God, top 20, I would be seriously overexcited about that. I mean, when I managed to jump a clear round badminton, I literally went around the entire collecting ring, hugging every single person, regardless of whether I knew them. And there are a lot of people in that collecting ring.
You were ground zero for COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Patient X.
There's a reason it spread so quickly, and it's all down to Simon Greaves.
Once I fully understand the rules, then we can have a party. That'll be a good start.
Mate, it's never going to happen. I don't know the rules. And I've been doing it for, oh my God, 25 years?
Many years. Yeah.
You're not old enough, Simon.
He says all the right things, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? Oh, he's
1999,
lovely.
that was my first event.
1999?
And I got eliminated.
Why did you get eliminated?
I've laughed so loudly.
Because my horse wouldn't go over the rail ditch rail, which was known as coffin then, but you can't call it that anymore. Rail ditch rail combination, and it said, nah, I'm not doing that. And then I had to walk home.
It could have been worse. You could have parted company.
It could have been worse, but my poor mum, I walked back to the trailer, and we drove home in silence, and it was just very sad. And my dreams of becoming a top event rider were definitely shattered at that point.
At the bottom of a coffin.
My
exactly.
Only venture into eventing was when I was a kid at Pony Club, and I did a one-day event once, and my dad walked the course with me for the cross country. And I remember him coming again to a coffin, or whatever it has to be called now. And he said, look, Ben, your pony will not jump this. Go round. And And up until this moment in my life, right, this is how competitive my dad is. Okay, so I'm about 4 years old doing lead rein pony club games, and we were doing that thing. Do you know in the old days where you were allowed to you'd ride upon the pony and you had to get off an apple bob, and then you'd have to ride somewhere else and put your face in a bowl of flour and come out with a polo. Well, I'm trying to get the polo.
I remember it well.
And as I'm looking for my polo, the pony stands on my hand. And then my little face pops up screaming with pony on hand. My dad is so ecstatic that we're going to win that he just grabs me from the floor and rips my hand out from underneath this pony's foot to sling me back onto the top. So I've been brought up with this win or die mentality from my dad. So when he said, "Oh no,"
so going round was a definite no.
But I was like, "But Dad, then I can't win." And he's like, "No, that's not what it's about today." Well, fast forward an hour later. I am weeping in a coffin. Pony has cleared off across the field. And after a dirty stop, I did the best Superman lawn dart impression. And thus was the end of my eventing career.
That is brilliant. Do you want to hear mine first ever jumping saga?
Mm-hmm.
My parents, in their wisdom when I was a child, and I was small at the age of 11, bought me a Welsh Cob Section C, because we knew nothing about horses, that was going to be they wanted it big enough so the whole family could ride it, but my legs didn't come past the saddle. So the first thing I ever did in my tweed jacket was a lead rein class over cross poles. And Minnie, who refused to jump most things, jumped so high over the first cross pole that I actually fell off in the lead rein class and ended up screaming so much that I had to be carried out of the arena because I was so cross. And said pony, then my instructor got on to go and give her a jump in the warm-up. And the horse was so angry, she skidded to a halt in front of the fence and sat down like a dog.
Wow.
Yeah, that was Minnie. She was a great pony. We never had another one after that. Yeah, terrible.
So Jenny was a bit of a drama queen that day.
What do you mean was a bit?
You were a bit of a drama queen.
Things have
changed. Things have changed. Oh no, they haven't, have they actually?
Right. Well, now we get back to the episode. I've got some news. I'm going to try and make a drum roll. Can you hear my drum roll?
Yeah, very good.
We have got over 1,000 Instagram followers.
Oh my God, this is great news because something's going to happen.
Ben, you have to send me a picture of you in action with.
Hey, steady now. I'm a married man. You can't be asking me to send you pictures of me in action.
She totally can.
Simon, I've never seen Simon. So he's going somewhere. Where are you going, and what are you going to do, Simon? He's got a camera.
I'll just shut the window.
Oh, okay. So people can't hear your screams of excitement. Ben, this is a public service announcement.
Don't you worry. We will make good on our promises. I actually have the most amazing picture that I can send you, where I look like a kind of dictator in a dodgy promotional video. I will send you it. It is. You all have to, and yeah, that's it. That's all you're getting. Everybody, if you go on the Instagram, you will get to see the most terrible picture of me.
Well, this going along with the fact I have now added music to the front of the podcast. I hope people are appreciating it. But Simon, when I sent you the edit, what did you say about the music that I've added?
Well, it just gave me 1980s gay porn film vibes. Well, it did.
We're never going to get a sponsor for this podcast. It's going to be too out there for anyone to want to go near.
Well,
it was the first thing that sprung to mind.
So between that and Ben taking his top off in a dictator pose, we might have to rename the pod.
I think we're just broadening our.
You threaten that
horizons.
I might have to take my top off.
No, you've got to keep your top on if we reach 1,000, Simon. Top on.
So this is good news for everybody involved.
Yes, it is. So the moment, I'm hoping that you will pass this photo on to me, Ben, for me to share with the Instagram world. And I posted about it on Instagram yesterday evening. So I go to sleep while you guys are waking up because I live in Canada. And somebody's already commented, "You've already passed 1,000. Where's the picture?"
Well, Was it Jay?
Hold your
Do you know?
horses.
Do you know? Today I've had a couple. I've had a couple of messages saying that we were over 1,000 followers on the Shut Up and Ride Instagram. So where's the picture? And I was like, that's funny.
Shut up and sort it out. Come on, the people want it. All right, so this is going to happen. This is a great way to start the pod. This celebration of the fact we get to see Ben without his top on. Because I'm sorry to what's the word when you objectify someone? I hope you don't feel objectified. I'm just going to check with HR.
Complimentary?
Yeah, HR said it's okay. Right, so I'm going to start with Simon. How's your week been, Simon? Highs, lows? Has it been good?
What? Oh my goodness, what's happened? So far it's been pretty good. I had a couple of influencer girls come to stay for a few days for a camp, and that was fun. And I've done a lot. Yesterday I had a really busy day of teaching, which I really enjoy, but it's quite a mission. I started at 6, and then I didn't finish till 7 o'clock. Like that evening, it wasn't just 1 hour, and because I'm a complete idiot, I didn't give myself a break at all. And I do that every week. I don't know how I do it. It just happens every time. I just kind of set myself up to fail basically each time. And competition wise, this week. So, and you said, Jenny, that you wanted us to come up with something that's annoyed us this week.
Yes, I want to start a feature. What has annoyed you? And I think like our followers could like send us a DM on Instagram, and we can read out what's annoyed them, as long as it's funny. I don't want people just ranting about the fact their children are idiots. I want to hear funny stories from our followers. I got plenty of stories about my children being idiots.
I'm just thinking, in a world full of like, I spend all my time listening to podcasts about like positivity and mental well-being and how to manifest your dreams. And Jenny's like, I want to know what this week has made your blood boil.
What's pissed you off?
Yeah, what's pushed you over the edge?
Got to let it out. Just shut up and ride. Got to let it out. I feel like we could be people's therapy.
Just before we move on to that, so you're saying when you're working with the influencers, teaching them, does that change it a lot, Simon?
Yeah. So it's I kind of forget they're there really now.
And now you're an influencer because they've shared so much stuff about you that you are now. How many followers have you got on bloody Instagram now, Simon?
24,000.
Oh, look at you! I remember when you had 5.
That doesn't make me an influencer, though, does it?
What does make you an influencer? How many followers does? Oh, Ben will know. How many followers denotes you being an influencer?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really. I'm not really a very good influencer, really.
Well, Ben is definitely an influencer because he's got swillions.
Yeah, but I'm not very good at being like, here's me making coffee in my kitchen on a morning. I'm going to tell you about my day. Like, oh look, my dog's on the yard.
Because nobody's interested in you making coffee with your top on.
That's so true. True.
You make coffee with your top off. See how much your following grows.
And everyone's happy.
I just forget. I'm just like, every so often I'll be like, I'll post a story. I should post stories. But I think in the old days, wasn't it? It was to do with like Instagram used to have special features that you unlocked when you got to a certain amount of followers. I think it was 10,000. And then you could like do more things with your stories, and you could post links and like. But I don't think you need a certain amount of followers to be an influencer. I just think you need an audience. If you've got people that are following you and are enjoying it, you're an influencer.
On my stories, I do like hold my little camera up and I go, "Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. I'm doing this today." And I went for dinner with some mates the other night, who aren't really into that kind of thing at all. And they were like, "I'm really sorry, Simon, but I've unfollowed you because it's just." I just hate seeing you doing that. It's just like no one cares. And I'm like, well, I've seen that you've watched it, so you definitely care a little bit.
I do skip a little bit.
Right. My friends
it's true. Like loads of people do.
My friends just try and throw me under the bus. Like whenever I'm doing a Facebook Live or anything, I can see them in the comments, and I'm sort of trying to remain like serene on the face while I'm like texting furiously, being like, "Will you stay out of the comments or be nice?" Like, but it's all good fun. Or when I'm being interviewed by Jenny at events, and then my team are sat in the audience looking at me and trying to put me off. Bless them. So what is the thing that's made your blood boil this week, Simon?
Well, I mean, it takes quite a lot to annoy me, to be honest. But and I'm not that annoyed about it, but it's just a bit annoying. It's why they've decided to do the British National Championship for British show jumping and the National Championship for British eventing on the same week. Because I'm doing the British show jumping national championship tomorrow, the 1:30 championship tomorrow, and it starts at 3:45, so it's really late. And then I'm doing my dressage test at Hartbury on Friday morning at 8:30. So I'm going to have, which is a right pain, because then I'm going to have to get to Stoneleigh with 2 horses, do that, then drive all the way back again, and then get from there to the arena familiarisation, which is at 6:45, and I'm a long way from there. And so this is really boring. I'm sorry, but it's not, and it's not very funny, but it's just quite annoying. But I am going to do it somehow. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage it, but I think it involves not very much sleep.
This is when you need a rich friend with a helicopter or something, don't you? And then have 2 lorries and 2 grooms, and this is how people like that make it work.
Yes, exactly. But it's a kind of stupid thing that I do. Like, I did Hickstead, and then I went to Berghem the following day. That was quite a mission.
After climbing Mont Blanc.
Oh, that was the next time. But yeah, Mont Blanc was stupid as well. I do stupid things. Stupid things.
No, but that's not you doing stupid things, is it? That's like, you would think that the events would speak to each other, wouldn't you? Like, you would organise.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're only going to lose customers, aren't they, from not being able to. Yeah.
I think you've just hit the nail on the head with kind of the federation's communications.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did
what
I
about
just
you,
hear,
Ben?
Did I just hear a hooter? Did I just hear like...
Okay, you did just hear a hooter.
Yeah,
this
we
is
did
awkward,
just hear.
Right? So I live...
What was that?
I live in a place called Britannia Beach, which is an old mining town. And I'll put a picture on our Instagram for anyone who's interested. And it's all right in the winter because not so many people go. It's freaking brilliant, I tell you. I love the mine museum. It's this giant building, and it was the biggest copper mine. This is where people start unfollowing our Instagram and our podcast. Was the biggest copper mine in the whole world at one point, but it's now a museum. And they take you in the tunnels, and you wear a hard hat. I've taken the kids in because we live here, so we get entry. I have to say, when we were like quite deep into these tunnels with a big group of people, I was well positioned at the back, making sure, because we have earthquakes around here. So in my head, I'm there going, the kids are like, can we get at the front, mummy? And I'm like, no, we need to be near the closest exit and in front of anyone large, because if shit goes down, we need to get out of these tunnels. And I was just so paranoid being in these tunnels in this mine. This is taking a real kind of tangent, sorry. So I'm there, the kids are like, oh, let's have a look at them setting fire to something in this tunnel and showing us the drills. I'm like, no, we need to be close to an exit just in case. I like fear in my head. And then you come out the tunnels, and then they show you the end of working day that they used to blow so everyone could hear it. But it means that everybody who lives in Britannia, every half an hour during the summer, gets to hear this almighty horn. And that this is not an almighty horn that I have any kind of interest in.
An almighty horn you don't have any interest in.
Yeah. So it is very awkward when you're on work calls with
Jenny, you are
people
so
who want to
funny.
sponsor. Ben, what's annoyed you this week?
I think this is where this is going to fall down, because Ben doesn't get that annoyed that easily, and I'm not sure I get that annoyed that. I mean, you can lead it, Jen.
No, sorry, but you two ring me to rant.
Exactly. So you've just answered it. We both annoy you, so you can talk about that all the time. You
do annoy me. Ben has gone up in my estimations this week by sharing an excellent pod post on Facebook. Yes. Where's yours, Simon? Where's yours?
Yes, I know. It's in it's in publication at the moment.
Just saying.
It's it's coming. It's
Teacher's
coming.
Pet. So I don't know if it's annoyed me. I'm annoyed at myself so we've just been doing like our harvest, if you can call it that. You know, getting all the hay made, getting it baled, getting it stacked up. And every time something like this is going on, I regret being, as much as I like to like pretend that I'm like, you know, I'm into horses, but I'm still like I'm like a manly man, sort of, deep down. And
he's a proper lad.
And then And then when like one of the forklifts broke down while we were doing it, and I'm stood with a group of men around an engine, and they're discussing what's gone wrong with some fuel pump or electric or something, and then they turn to me, like, "What do you think, mate?" And I'm like, yeah, absolutely," and just the absolute horror. It like I get these flashbacks. So when I was growing up when we were all teenagers, we'd be stood in someone's garage with a horrible like Peugeot 306 completely in bits, disassembled. And my job, so that I could feel like I was part of it, was always the holder of the torch, because I know nothing about cars and engines or anything like that. I'm a disaster. So I would just sort of be like a little spare part. So yeah, that's not maybe not annoyed, but that's always part of the year that I find so stressful, because you're walking fields and pulling ragwort if it's there, and making sure that there's not an old fence post so you don't get £1,000 bill when the baler chews it, and it's very stressful.
So are you basically saying that you were annoyed because you feel inadequate?
Yeah. Massively. Like, I'm like, I should have learned
Mate,
this.
I get that every day of the week.
So I remember when I was at Hoy Fonseca's yard, the Brazilian venter, and we were filming with Jay Hallam, Jay the Tiger, who we have to get on this podcast,
Right.
although, oh my God, him unleashed. And I got a flat tyre, and there was a whole film crew, all but one male. There was myself and loads of people, and Jay, because I was like, I can change a tyre, but I need help. No one knew how to change a tyre except for Jay. And as he was changing the tyre, he was just ranting. He was like, I'm the only bloody gay man here, and the only one who knows how to change a fucking tyre.
In fairness, I've had that before, when no one else could change the tyre and I could.
See, I can change a tyre, and I will make sure that both my children know how to change a tyre.
Well, I was going to say, this is obviously the problem. I obviously can't change a tyre because I'm straight. That's it. We've come to the common denominator.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't change a tyre because I fancy women.
Yeah. I'm too attracted to women to, handle the machinery. What?
That must be it.
One
That
woman.
must be it.
Sorry, darling. I love you. I love you.
Hi, George. That was brilliant.
I'm in the doghouse.
Shall I tell you what's annoyed me this week?
Oh, go for it. Is it a list? Are we going to be here for a while? Or
I do have a list, actually. I do have a list. But
Is it Simon and Ben?
I'll rein it back a little bit.
We're
You
at the
both
top.
have annoyed me. I did have to get my angry pants on to try and get you to just do some work towards the hard work that is this podcast, but you're fine. You made up for it on Monday, which we will see if anything comes from that. So what annoyed me this week, I live in Canada, right? Sorry, I know this is meant to be a horsey podcast, but I'm going off piece here. Two things annoy me. Pedestrians here have right of way, okay? So crossing the road or anything, you have to just stop. In a car park in the supermarket, they just walk in front of you. They can come out of fucking nowhere and they just go in front of your car, which is bad enough, but they never say thank you. Never. Even when I'm crossing a zebra crossing, I'll give a little wave, I'll give a little thank you, I make my kids do it. Canadians, when you let them out, when they pull out in front of you, you know how you put your hazards on to say thank you if someone lets you come out, or give them a wave, or give them a flash to say go on, go for it. None of that. If you flash someone here, it's like you're in trouble, not let out.
But is that not quite a British thing to be like? Because we're like, we must say thank you, all that kind of stuff, and they're just not programmed like that.
Oh, it really winds me up. I get really angry.
I'm exactly the same. Please and thank yous are definitely important.
Jenny, where do you drive in the world where pedestrians don't have the right of way, and you can continue to simply drive at them? I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to just drive at pedestrians. But I will join you on that. I get furious. Right, Jenny, you've been to our yard, and you know that there's that one narrow track to the yard, right? People who walk their dogs, right? They will walk their dogs together, and then they'll see you coming. Like, they'll see us in our ridiculous horse box, and they'll go half on the road, half off the road, on both sides with their dogs. So you're like, brilliant, now I cannot get between you. There just isn't enough room. I will agree. I'll join you on that. Anger at pedestrians, run them over. Done. And cyclists.
I know. It just drives me mad. I just don't understand it, and I can't get my head around it. It'll be the one thing. I love the mountains. I love Canada, but it'll be the thing that makes me leave. The furiousness, that's not a word, how furious I get at people not saying thank you. But
So you're putting pedestrians into room 101?
Canadian pedestrians.
That's very specific. You're going to be hated by Canadians now, which is not ideal because you do live there.
Well, no, I do like Canadians, and
this is good.
They are slightly passive aggressive. They're very chatty. And that's what surprises me, because you can't, like, everyone wants to have a chat here. It's not like in England where you're on the tube and someone talks to you and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Here, everyone wants to have a chat, which actually I'm fine with. Everyone's very nice. But yeah, thank you. Also, the other thing about Canada, while I'm on it, ring pulls. It's 2024, people. I don't want to have to use a can opener anymore to open my baked beans. What is that about? They literally don't have the ring pull thing that you have on cans in the UK. Don't get that in Canada. Winds me right up. I had to go and buy a tin opener when I got here.
How dare they? How dare they? That's just terrible. You poor thing.
I know, right? It's like living in the dark ages. Anyway, now I've lost most of the people who've ever wanted to subscribe to this podcast. That's what makes me angry. I needed to get it off my chest.
I love it. This podcast has been about promoting anger and first world problems and aggression towards pedestrians, which is wonderful.
And we've only been going for half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So the next thing I want to know is sport. We're meant to be talking about horses, and we have just won. Right, let me reel this off. We've won team gold in the eventing. Laura Legend Collett.
Yay! I just got invited to her party.
Did you? Well, I got a message from her yesterday because I sent, we were chatting. But I'm assuming she'd have invited me if I was in England. Laura, if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you would. That's going to be a fun party.
She sent me with a +1, which was obviously for you.
Then show jumping team gold. What? That was amazing. And then dressage, we got team bronze and Lottie won bronze. That is a lot of medals. Discuss. Have you watched any of it? Ben's going to be like, no, I've been in fields pulling out ragwort. But yeah, I think it's still bloody amazing.
Well, I was having dressage lessons with Richard Davison when the show jumping was going on, and he had this massive screen at the end of his indoor school so he could watch it as he was teaching me. And he's like, sorry, you just carry on trying to improve that shoulder, and I'm just going to watch this round. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Did you get a discount?
And my horses were definitely slightly freaked out by this massive screen that he had, literally just right at the end of the school, so he could watch the show jumping.
That's very cool. That is very cool. Because both his sons obviously show jump. What about you, Ben? Have you actually managed to watch any Olympics that has 4 legs in it?
I watched Carl's test.
You watched Carl's test? Which one? He's done 3.
I don't know. I watched one. He was amazing. He's just a god, isn't he? Like, I just watched him.
I'm so pleased for him because he's so cool. He's so cool.
Obviously, you show jump as well, Simon. I don't know what it is about watching Ben and Scott and Harry, but Ben and Scott for me especially. Their upper body and their soft hands, and I just think they ride beautifully. What do you think?
They are just so superb, and I mean, I suppose they have the advantage of being able to compete at that top level week in, week out. So it's just like standard to them, it's just normal. But to us, it's just like phenomenal what they can do. Like those fences are enormous, and it's so technical. Such technical tracks as well. Absolutely brilliant.
So big, so big. And then lots of drama in the final. The world champion, Henrik von Eckermann, falling off. Off King Edward, the best horse in the world. Well,
so I've not seen this. So someone I was teaching when this was on, and somebody came riding past the school and oh my god, did you hear? And I was like, no. And they were like, oh, he fell off. And I was like, what? And from what was described to me, the horse just spooked at something. Like he basically messed up the line that he was on a little bit, but he was clear. And then the horse spooked and he plopped off.
Fell off.
Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't even at a jump.
Gutted.
I was just like, I think,
and he was tipped to be to win, wasn't he?
I think because he's just had so much success, and the horse is. I mean, I'd love to chat to him because he jumps that horse barefoot, and then he puts the shoes back on, and he had them glued on, and like I've heard all these rumours about the horse foot situation, which just fascinates me. But yeah, horses just have this ability, don't they, from like hero to zero in 0.001 seconds, and to do it on the Olympic stage. That's why I could never. Also, I'm not good enough, but I just think mentally for me, I couldn't handle that. I'd have to go and live in a hole somewhere in the Arctic and live with polar bears. I can't cope with that kind of stuff. Ben's staring at the screen. No, Ben, you're normally very wise when it comes to things like this.
No, but I've had those moments, and you just can't live it down, can you? I was like, my little brain was just thinking, you should get him on, Jenny, because he definitely have something for what was the thing that annoyed you the most this week. he would have answer for that,
yeah, wouldn't he just?
But yeah, we've all like they keep you humble, don't they? Just more. I think that's why my face was doing that. You'd just be mortified. You just have to you'd have to get a different job. You just couldn't get a different name, anything. Just not be you anymore. Like, oh,
you'd be interviewed afterwards, like by your national TV people, and be like, "I am actually quite good at this sometimes, but right now I look really bad."
Actually, I was going to say, when you were like, "You'll be being interviewed afterwards," I'd be like, "I blooming well wouldn't. I'd be staring at a wall. I'd be sat in a toilet looking at the shut door, just thinking, I don't want to come out. I don't want to see anyone. I'm deleting social media and going on holiday."
The problem is, because we've had, I was going to sing, but I don't know any of his songs, Snoop Dogg at our...
the D-O-double-G.
The D-O-double-G. I struggle with that. I'm dyslexic. I'm like, that's not how you spell dog. It really throws me. Because we've had Snoop Dogg at the Olympics, there's a lot of people tuning in who wouldn't normally watch the Olympics. So when Henrik canters in and you say this is the best in the world, and then he
flops off,
parts company. And don't get me wrong, he's incredible. The horse is incredible. It's just one of those things that horses does to you, and I'm never going to take away from what that man has achieved. But yeah, so when that happens and people are tuning in who've never watched horse sport again, what must go through their head? 1 minute they're watching Snoop Dogg rapping and feeding carrots to horses, and the next thing they're seeing people parting company and landing in water fences. He didn't land in the water jump, but someone else did.
But it's going to make them come back more, isn't it? You know, like my partner James is not horsey at all, and he's not really that interested. But obviously, when we first got together, he used to come to lots of stuff, and now we talk about it now, and he doesn't really come to that much stuff now. But when he does, he wants to come to something that's going to be interesting. And when he says interesting, that means people making mistakes, people getting things wrong, people falling off in a nice way, like, you know, just popping off, or having a run out, or having fences down, whatever. He'd far rather be able to see that. If there's just clear round after clear round after clear round, he's bored. That was a good thing.
I know that I can hold a better crowd at a show if I fall off. If I come off towards the beginning of a performance, then people will absolutely stick around, because they're like, if he keeps going, he might get properly hurt. This will be great.
Harsh but fair. Or harsh but true. Harsh but true.
But I think as well, part of it, if you don't know what you're looking at, if you're new to the sport, then you don't know the danger either, do you? So like when you see someone mess up in football or in table tennis or whatever, and you have a laugh at it, then I guess that's the same sort of thing. But maybe we're going to see a huge rap culture in modern dressage after this Olympics.
Maybe we are. But it's all like, but you always remember like the bad bits, though, don't you? Well, this doesn't say much about my eventing career, but most of the stuff that I could like, the funny stories are the stuff that I like are when things have gone wrong. Like, like when I left the dressage arena at Little Downham and jumped through everyone else's arena she totally lost her mind a bit, and she was a bit wild, and she like launched through all these different arenas. She went through like 4 arenas, and then on the following week in the Horse and Hound it said, Piggy March won her intermediate section despite Simon Grieve and Mini-Me galloping through their arena while they were being eliminated. Stuff like that's funny and you remember it, but I don't. God, I don't even remember the last time I won something.
Please tell me there's a video of that somewhere. You galloping through Piggy March's.
No, there isn't, because the owner of the horse was literally like she'd fallen over with laughter. She thought it was the funniest thing she'd ever seen.
I thought you were going to say it's because it was so long ago, Jenny. It was before phones were invented.
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
Because I asked Simon if he was an eventing geek earlier, because Tom Rowland said he was an eventing geek like him. And he said, yes, ask me anything between the years of 1988 and 1995. So specific is your
Very
eventing
specific.
knowledge.
Why those years?
Who won badminton in 1989?
You're sorry?
Who won badminton in 1989?
Ginny Lang.
On?
Master Craftsman.
Oh, not Wilton Houdini.
No, that was 1993.
Oh my God. But so if I say who won badminton in 96, that's out of your time zone. You don't know the answer.
No, that's Mark Todd. Bertie Blunt.
And then he won again.
Interestingly, that's after he went the long route going into the lake, and which was and he waved at the camera as there was a camera going alongside him as he galloped past the house towards the last fence, and he waved at the camera, and they said that people criticised him because he was 1 second over the time, and they said because he waved at the camera as he that wasted time.
Wow, that is some good eventing knowledge right there. Look how proud he is of himself. I know this is audio, guys, but right now Simon's very chuffed with himself. He's like, got a swagger.
Honestly, such a loser. Like, such a loser.
Oh, no, I love it. I think I'm going to challenge you every week now to a random eventing fact.
Anything between 1988 and 1990, probably 96.
Oh, okay, good. And is it just badminton, Burley? Is it all eventing? Do you know who won Little Downham in 1994?
You what, sorry?
Do you know who won Little Downham in 1994?
Yeah, no, I don't know that. Well, Little Downham didn't exist in 1994.
Is this going to become a feature on the podcast? I now have visions of Simon up at night looking at results.
I've got a feeling that people are switching off right now, so I think we need to move on.
Okay. One of the things that Ben brought up before we started chatting was, again, going back to Olympics, kind of a big deal right now, is modern... And we haven't paid that much attention to the Olympics and the fact that we've won loads of medals, but I don't feel like we're a news channel. I feel like we're a... this if you want the really hardcore stuff, Nicole does a brilliant eventing podcast, Equi Ratings, all those guys. If you want your facts and figures, go there. We're here for the shit that annoys people.
If you want to listen to total bollocks, then listen to us. Yay!
That's going to be the title of this podcast. If you want to listen to bollocks, listen to us. Anyway, back to my question. Ben, you were talking about the beginning of the end, Pentathlon. They're going Ninja Warrior rather than having horses in the Olympics. What have you read about this? Tell us, inform the general shut up and ride fans.
I just saw an article posted that said that this is the last pentathlon they're going to have horses in. Probably, I would say, because of what happened at the last Olympics in the pentathlon with the German rider, which was just horribly unfortunate. And the reason I say that, especially after we shared our views on the other things and the stuff we've spoken about on this podcast, is I just feel like these are people that aren't given enough help. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have such spectacular equine communities in so many of the countries. Do you know, you can see how many countries actually had a team in the dressage or the jumping or the eventing. And could there not have been some collaboration between the pentathlon athletes and, you know, I'm not talking about constant training with those people, but even one lesson with the person who trains, you know, our show jumping team, which you two probably know who that is, and I'm ashamed to say I don't. But, you know, just to say, like, here's a few pointers, here's where you should be going with your training. But like they said, it's working out what. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Will I have a lot of fun watching a kind of assault course Takeshi's Castle thing at the Olympics in the pentathlon? Absolutely. But I think we're all very worried about horses leaving the Olympics anyway. And I know this is kind of horses in another sport in the Olympics, but it does seem a bit, it's not a positive thing, I don't think, entirely, that they're, getting rid of horses from one aspect of the Olympics.
I know, and I agree. And I think what we said in the last podcast, we do want to be advocates for change, and we've got all these ideas. And for people listening, we are trying to chat with people and get people on board this podcast in a sponsorship way and get people around it, so we can bring this podcast to more people and hopefully advocate some kind of change and start to actually bring positive vibes to the equestrian world, as well as what annoys me. But again, I think. So don't worry, people who thought we haven't forgotten about it, our promises. We are working in the background to try and think of ideas and work hard to work with people. And we've had a lot of interest in this podcast, which is great, but we just need to work in the background at that. But what I think there is what luckily we have shown the brilliant side of horses at this Olympics.
Yes.
There has been so much positivity coming out of it. And I think where Pentathlon fall down is they're not on their own horses, are they? I'm correct in thinking that. I don't know much about Pentathlon. So that bond, that connection, and that's where, for me, I'm slightly glad maybe if it does leave, because for me, riding horses is about that partnership. Oh, there's a horse.
And it's also the welfare of the horse has really come to the fore as well during these Olympics. I think that's a really important part of it. And actually, because they're not their own horses, it doesn't create a good picture, and welfare is not paramount. Then I don't think.
But I agree. I'm sure those horses have a wonderful life.
It's not that I disagree with what either of you two are saying. What I'm saying is I feel like the athletes competing last year. I'm sure I don't know if it's happened yet this year. I've not seen it, but that's a failure of more than one person. That's just not the failure of the athlete.
That's absolutely.
Coaches involved. There's the people providing those horses and things like that as well. And it's. I think we have to move, like we said before. It's about what can all of us do, like as a community, like to even stop people being put in those positions. Like maybe those people shouldn't have been in that position to ride badly like that on the world stage. Someone should have stopped that. You'd stop your mate. You wouldn't let your friend go and do it. And so just a little bit more like that. Yeah. Like it's not, because we have to get away from this idea of, okay, that's scary, ban it. Like, take that sport out or ban that or just stop it.
Cancel culture.
Like there's more to a life than that. Like we look to a real solution. But at the same time, I do agree with you. Like it's a weird thing. Like it's very like our job, providing horses on film and TV. And you're never going to get an actor, no matter how beautifully they ride, that's going to jump on a horse and ride it as well as one of us that knows it, inside out and backwards when you know all its history and those fences and stuff. So we'll see. And hopefully, I just hope that it's not, like you say, I think it's very positive. Sport this year at the Olympics has been bang on, like as good as it's ever been.
I agree.
Unlike any of the open water swimming.
Oh, why? What happened there?
Well, loads of it's been cancelled, hasn't it? Because the water's not great. Basically, it's got
E. coli,
sewage in it.
Did you see the men's triathlon when they were climbing out of the water and projectile vomiting because they'd swallowed water while they were swimming?
Not good, is it? It's just not good.
Although
can I tell you what you should watch? Tom Pidcock in the mountain biking. One of the most extraordinary things I've ever watched in my entire life. My son's watched it about 10 times. He is leading the pack and they go around this course a million times and it's really fun to watch. But then he gets a punctured tyre. So he has to come in. He's 37 seconds then behind the French guy who's leading it. And there's only like 5 laps to go. And he fucking pulls it back.
Oh, good man.
Unbelievable. And at one point he pulls it back and then the French guy gets him and then he pulls it back again and then he does this cool move around a tree and then he gets in front. It was so exciting. Me and my son were literally screaming at the telly. But I this is what I love about the Olympics, opening yourself up to other sports. But if I can recommend anything, I would love to get Tom Pidcock on this podcast and learning about his mindset and that toughness. And oh my God, and the commentators were like, yeah, he'll pull this back. I was like, what? How is that physically possible to make up 37 seconds? But this guy is just such a machine that he did it. It was unbelievable.
Did you watch Keely Hodgkinson?
You're right.
Keely Hodgkinson. Did you watch her?
No.
She won the 800 meters, I think. Or was it the 1500?
Oh no, I need to watch that. I need to get in the athletics. I'm still, even when it's over, I'll keep watching.
It was just so good. It was so good. And then the BBC did like a little thing where they kind of did little clips of everybody that was watching. I don't know whether Claire Balding was watching, but like their interviews were all watching at the same time. They're all like screaming and shouting and getting really excited. And she just did such an amazing job. She literally nailed it. It was so good. It was really good to watch.
Can I ask a question? So someone actually messaged us, Joanne, on our Instagram asking about this and saying, can we have a rant about it? So I don't actually know the answer to this. She was saying, and because she's my hero and I love her, massive girl crush, Laura Kraut, the only woman on the podium in any of the USA. She was on the podium with them, and she was the only woman out of all those team riders to be on the podium. More men than women, massively in the show jumping this year, it felt. Why do you think that is? Why do you think eventing it feels very even? Dressage maybe a bit more women, men, but show jumping feels more men than women. And I can't work it out. Does he think? I don't know.
I think it could be something to do with encouragement when you're younger. Because I think young boys generally go off riding, is what the pattern I see around me. You know, they enjoy it and then they begin to get bullied about it and then they drop out. And so there's a kind of, if you're a young male rider with a talent for it and a dedication to it, then do you get more opportunities? Are you helped along a little bit more and trying to be linked up with strong male role models, and that sort of thing? That's always been my presumption as why that works out that way.
Well, and that would ring true with because like you get the kind of like Jack Whittaker, for example, like he's very, very good, but he has his dad is his role model and is very much and that actually happened quite a lot in show jumping, hasn't it? But also men tend to be stronger, don't they? And with it being that much bigger, that could help to a point.
That's
my God, Jenny's giving me a really dirty look. Just so you all know.
You're on dangerous ground.
You definitely lift heavier weights than me.
I told someone not to be such a girl once, and
Simon Green. What was that, Ben?
We were filming once, and I was teaching someone, and they got scared, and I was like, "Oh, don't be such a girl!" And you were going to butcher me. I was very apologetic.
Oh no, that was a bad thing to say.
I know it was bad. I just wasn't thinking. Shit. And it was actually very.
No, I know. Woman up. That's what I say.
I was terrified as you were telling me off. Do you know when you feel like you want to sink into a hole? But I think it was a good thing that you pulled me up on that. I'd never have thought of that.
Well, it's like when I say to somebody, "Oh, stop being such a puff," and people go, "That's really homophobic. You can't say that." I'm like, "Oh no, I suppose it is." But I am one, so I kind of feel like I should.
I think you can get away with it. I think because I know you, I could say, "Don't be such a puff," and you'd be fine with it. But I wouldn't say it to someone I didn't know.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, and yes, and it's really hard because it's so ingrained into you to say, "Oh my God, just man up," or "Stop being such a girl." And I've got a son and a daughter, and it's just one of those phrases that comes out more than you don't even really mean it. It's just a phrase, but I have to literally check myself and go, no. And,
I remember being I had a really bad fall at an event, and I was in the ambulance, and I was in quite a lot of pain, and I actually was like not quite screaming, but I was kind of shouting quite a lot, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm being such a puff." Oh, by the way, I am a puff, so I can't actually say that. I was explaining it to this paramedic.
That's brilliant.
Because I wasn't saying that I didn't think that women couldn't cope with pain, because they definitely can.
Oh, I have a feeling this is going to stir up some comments on the Instagram. I like doing a bit of stirring. Simon's going to get cancelled. Right, boys, we've been talking for an hour. Is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you would like me to ask? And from the Olympics, horsey or non-horsey, who would you most like to have a chat with? If you could have anyone, it doesn't even have to be on the podcast. Who would you like to meet from the Olympics? I think mine would be Tom Pidcock, because I want to know how on earth he won that race. Or Tom Daly. I want to talk knitting because I love him.
Oh, yeah. Tom would be really interesting. I think Adam Peaty would be quite interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
Because he's done incredibly well, but also there's been it's been quite interesting with the doping situation, all that kind of stuff with the what they call the relay guys.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. I think Tom Daly, just because again I'd make him do it with his top off. That boy is ripped. But I just think he looks hilarious, and I'd love to find out his sons. One
of our trick riders who trick rides for us in our shows used to be Tom Daly's diving partner.
It's not the one. It's not the one that got done for bullying him, was it?
No. He used to dive. He used to go to like all the Commonwealth Games and everything with him, and yeah, he's sick. He's still like if we're away somewhere.
I mean, that is a pretty cool thing to be able to say you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, and then that's what brought him into that. He wasn't horsey at all. He did the high diving pairs, and then he sort of moved on from that. And the girl he was seeing was having trick riding lessons with me, and she couldn't get one of the movements, and he was like, "You just need to use more hip drive." So she screamed at him, as we do, over the fence, "Well, why don't you come in here and do it then?" And he blooming well did. And since that day, I was like, "Mate, you need to be a trick rider." And he's phenomenal. Yeah. Small world.
My God, that
What's
is
his
such a
name?
cool story.
James Denny.
James Denny. Googling. That is very cool. Well, maybe we need to get him on the pod.
We could get James on, yeah. I've said my personal highlight of the Olympics was in the swimming, when someone dropped their swimming cap and a poor bloke had to wander out, bloke had to wander out in front of 15,000 people and dive in and retrieve this swimming cap. And I thought it was absolutely marvellous. That was the highlight of the Olympics for me. I just love it because he's just like a normal chap.
Can I just say, years and years of hard work and dedication to get to an Olympics, to impress the masses.
Yeah. And he didn't do any preparation. He did no years of preparation. He did no work. Hero. In.
Did he have his swimming trunks on?
Yeah, he had
and a dad bod.
Yeah, he's got a dad bod, and he's in these like multicolored like swim short things, and like he goes in, and the whole crowd. You got to watch it. It's just the best thing.
Have you not seen it, Jenny?
No, I'm not.
It's definitely a highlight of the Olympics.
Because I've not got BBC, so I don't get all these little bits. I just have to watch the action. Is this a bit like, when you go to Olympia or Horse of the Year show, and people turn up in their jumpers and their riding gear, and they're walking around in it, the kids and stuff, and you think, what? Are you just thinking that if John Whittaker breaks his leg, he might ask you to step in or something, like, or if Carl can't do his freestyle, you're there ready with your riding gear, hoping to get on? Was this chap who had his swim trunks on at the Olympics?
No,
for this exact moment, just hoping that someone might need him.
This was a job. This was his role.
That was his destiny, Jenny. Do not diminish other people's purpose.
I'm not.
Come on.
And also, just so you know, love, that was me. I was wearing my jumpers. I'm actually pointing my with a screwdriver at you. Sorry.
For anyone who can't see, he is pointing the handle, not the pointy bit.
Not the pointy bit. That was me, Jenny. I was the one in the jumpers going around with my rubber boots on, thinking that maybe Ginny Lang might see me and think, "Oh, he looks really cool. I'm going to let him ride my horses."
Ginny Lang. Was she your hero?
I thought she was she is absolutely phenomenal. Incredible woman.
I know.
So good.
Amazing.
So good.
Wow. On that note, of a vision of Simon wearing his cream breeches and his rubber boots.
Or navy. Just so you know.
Or navy.
On the casual day. On the day when I wasn't doing the dressage.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Oh my God, my face is hurting. I've laughed so much on this recording. We've just broken the hour mark. I have to cut us off because honestly, we need to save some of this content.
Love you guys. Love you.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. Again, please follow, share, and like this podcast, guys, because honestly, we want to keep doing it, and the only way to do that is to get loads of people listening. Keep sending your comments. I think maybe every so often we should just record one where we're reading out people's messages, because like an admin app, because people are just sending such wonderful messages, and I know that one of our episodes really helped people understand and navigate a difficult time.
Can I just say something? Do we have to do that? Because all it's going to be is, doesn't Ben look amazing with no top on? Those are all the messages are going to be. And isn't Ben funny? And isn't Ben really good? We're not even going to look at it.
Not even in all the podcasts.
I know. What really annoys me... What really annoys me is that a lot of the messages are, have you heard Simon and Ben's podcast? All the effort you two put in.
We turn up most
Simon
of the
and
time.
Ben's new podcast is brilliant. Yeah, because they edit it.
Jenny's like, they would be nothing without me. She's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's so true.
And one of them was like, I know you guys are really busy, and Ben and Simon are really busy, and you might not have time to respond. But Jenny, I'm busy as well.
Yeah, but you can multitask, so you've got this.
Yeah, exactly. We can't. It's a man thing.
It's a man.
Oh, shut up, you puff.
Oh. Good. It was nice before
I'm
we
very
got
offended.
cancelled.
That's extremely homophobic.
Oh, we are going to get cancelled. Right. He knows that I don't mean it and that I love him. And I love you too, Ben. And there's a lot of love. And basically, I'm going to say it now because otherwise we'll just keep chatting forever and we will say something we regret. Right. I love you. All that is left to say is shut up and ride.
Shut up and ride.
Shut up and ride.